Yo, what's good guys? It is your boy Light, and today I'm back with another video specifically to talk about the new buffs that we are getting. And you already saw this, we got a new boss battle just now. It just released. I just opened the game and we got new boss battles. As you can see, film unit boss battles. And I think that already pretty much gives away who was gonna get buffed. And another thing that people are asking is when the buffs are going to release. So if y'all don't know, there was this little message from the Bounty Rush team. I'm pretty sure it was this one. So as y'all can see, it says pretty much they're reducing prices of these Boost Rush 14s, Metal Rush and stuff. And it's coming in the upcoming late July update. So if you pay attention to that, it says late July update, and I'm pretty sure they're not just going to update the game just to reduce the prices and stuff. This is probably just like a side thing that they're doing, and I'm pretty sure that's what the late July update is about. The late July update is probably the buffs, so I would say late July is probably like past the 20th. And so if they're you know, gonna release it after the 20th, then most likely it is gonna be announced at least like a week earlier. So probably it's going to be like around the 14th. So probably this week, somewhere around this week, we should get an announcement, and then they're going to release the buffs a week later. Alright, then coming to the units that I think should get buffed, y'all already know I've been saying this for a long time. This guy, bro, Zephyr, he is definitely getting a buff. A lot of people said Luffy gonna get a buff, Oden gonna get a buff, and I'm gonna get into a second why. You know, I think those two will probably get a buff later on and not right now at this very moment. But right now, y'all can see this guy. He's pretty much a very good Navy counter. At least he doesn't have that trait just yet. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any trait against Navy units, but I'm pretty sure they can add that in for Navy units. Right now, he's pretty much a power users counter, which again is a lot of still, you know, Kizaru, Queen Bull, Fujitora. You know, there's a lot of power users. The Kainu. I think Garp's probably the only Navy unit now that is not a power user, maybe other than Kobe. Yeah, Garp and Kobe probably the only ones. I could be wrong on that. I think Akainu, yeah, everyone is power users, right? So pretty much all of them are power users. You know, even Kuzan, you know, Sabo. Sabo's already out of the meta, but why am I talking about Sabo? But I'm pretty sure he should have another character trait that will make him remove runner's status effects. So Sabo's Flame State, Shanks' Film Red State, not Film Red. What am I saying? Shanks' Hockey State, you know, Sabo's Flame State, all that kind of stuff. Zoro's King of Hell, Hockey State, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get something like that. And they're gonna add something like for Navy units as well, where he does more damage to them, or he can, you know, tank them way better by giving him damage reduction and stuff like that. You know, he's already pretty good. He's got that attack increase, HP recovery when he gets his buff stage. They're probably gonna reduce that skill 1 cooldown. It's like 48 seconds right now. They should probably make that like 30 seconds or something. That's a lot better, so he can just keep getting his state back over and over again, which is really nice. And yeah, that pretty much is the first character. You already know about Zeph, bro. He's most likely, and with the film red units coming back, bro, yeah, he's 100% gonna get a buff now. Like, it's literally, they're literally just hinting at it again and again. All right, so now next up we got Monkey D. Luffy, or Expensive Luffy as he used to be called. Now people call him Bluffy. That's pretty much the name that he goes by. But yeah, this guy, a lot of people are saying that he's due for a buff, and I would see why, because he's a very old unit and he's kind of just fallen off completely. I mean, he's not completely fallen off. If you got a little bit of skills, you can perfect dodge a bit. You can still kind of do a little bit with him, but you know, he's for the most part, he's kind of cooked. Can't really do much with this guy anymore. But yeah, pretty much he definitely is due for a buff, but I think Zephyr is just more, you know, more inclined to get a buff, especially after we got that boss battle, bro. He has pretty good traits, you know, 75% attack increase. He's got some good skill to cooldown when you're losing and stuff. But yeah, I definitely see him getting a buff probably after Zephyr. The buff should probably go to Luffy. And then after Luffy, I probably think Oden. Main reason I'm not geared towards Oden is mainly because of this trait right here, 1 HP trait. That's pretty much what he's mainly built around, is the 1 HP trait. So I don't really see him surviving in this meta any way. Doesn't matter. They gotta completely rework him, bro. Or the other way is to completely change the meta, shift the meta from the 1 HP meta to maybe having 2 lives, 3 lives kind of a meta. And then maybe introduce this guy so he'll be at least somewhat usable, and he, you know, 1 HP trade will do well in that meta. But yeah, for the most part, he's cooked, because right now Kuzan can ignore 1 HP, Kizaru can ignore 1 HP, pretty much everyone can ignore 1 HP, so he's just kind of cooked right now. Can't really do much. But yeah, pretty much that's why I think Oden is not going to be getting a buff this time. He should probably get a buff, I'd say probably after Luffy. Either Luffy or Oden is probably the next buffs, I would assume. But yeah, that pretty much is for the EXs. Let's just head into the Bounty Fests. For the Bounty Fest, I think the front runner for me at least is gonna be Ulti for sure, because she does have multi hits and she has some pretty good skills actually. It's just that they gotta make the skills a lot faster and easier to hit, especially the skill 2. It's pretty much like a zigzag skill, kind of go in a zigzag motion and you hit the opponent. So they gotta make it so that it's easier to hit, faster normals, faster skills, and she's pretty much got all the traits, I think. Just give her a little bit more damage reduction for attackers and stuff. She already has quite a bit, bro. Let me see here. She's got defense boost already. Where is it at? Here, look at this, bro. 30% damage reduction, about 70%, and then 20% more for attackers. So probably make that like 50% or more. And then she has 50% there, and I'm pretty sure she has more down here. Look at this. When you take big damage, more than 50% of HP, you get 30% more, so that's 80% already right there. So if you're getting hit with a Galaxy Impact, you know, you're pretty much getting, you know, 80% damage reduction. I think you probably increase that to maybe 90, even 100. You know, make this like 40%, maybe 45% or something. And maybe make her get her attack. I think if they just make the skills faster, it'll just be so much easier to get to that 75% a lot quicker. So just make the skills faster, the normals faster. You know, just do that and she's gonna be a beast, bro. Like honestly, she's just gonna be an absolute beast. I do have her at level 91. I was working on her at you know, to get her into my Zoan support for blues. So yeah, hopefully you can get her to level 100 soon enough. But yeah, that's pretty much his ulti. Alright, so next up we got Jozu out here. I think this guy is definitely due for a buff. He's a very old unit. So for Bounty Fest, I think he is definitely #1 in line for the buffs. And right here, as you can see, he already has a lot of damage reduction. When he got Diamond State, he got 50%, and then on top of that, he got 30% more when you got when your HP is above 50%. So that's 80% damage reduction right there already. So if they can increase that a little bit more, maybe Diamond State make that like maybe make that like 60% instead of 50, and maybe increase this a little bit more. And just give him skill 2 cooldown faster instead of 32 seconds, make that like 25 seconds or something. That's gonna be just so much better, so you can get skill 2 cooldown instantly, keep getting your Diamond State, and keep cooking up in the league. You know, so it's just gonna be a lot easier for, you know, this guy to get cook up, because, and yeah, obviously you give him 150%. That's what he needs, 150% charge when you're above like 70% HP or something. So yeah, that pretty much like I think those are pretty good traits for Jozu. Honestly speaking, he can Loki cook up, and hopefully he definitely gets a buff. I would love to play him once he gets a buff, bro. Hopefully he does. Another forgotten unit in OPBR, bro, is Dressrosa Azor, bro. This guy used to be so good back in the day. Obviously, I didn't really play him that much. Like, as you can see, I never got him till a lady still. But yeah, this guy is obviously really nice, you know, in the meta. He used to be very good back in the day. He was probably one of the best units, like around 4 to 5 years ago. And again, a very old unit. And I think if he comes back, he can do pretty well, because he can, you know, nullify. Hopefully, they give him like nullify status effects and stuff when he does get his hockey state. I don't know what it's called, what's it called, but color of arm state. So pretty much hopefully they give him status reduction, you know, and nullify down and stuff like that, pretty much stagger and stuff, stun. And yeah, pretty much just give him damage reduction as well on top of that. So pretty much he does have damage reduction above 70%, so just give him a little bit more damage reduction, and I think he can Loki cook up. I mean, he's not obviously like an obvious kizaru counter, but I think he can Loki cook up. He's got the crit skills, and he mostly relies on his normals, so that pretty much kind of leans into a kizaru counter, because like you just got to do skill 1 and then you just keep doing your normals, right? And obviously he's got this 1080 Phoenix pound Phoenix, which if y'all did not know is a snipe skill. It goes very far. I've seen a lot of people just using this at the start of the game to snipe at this from one end of the map, just to snipe away, and they even get kills sometimes, which is kind of crazy. That used to be like quite a common clip back in the day. But yeah, this guy can Loki cook up with the normals once he gets his state, so he could probably be a potential kizaru counter as well. Talking about film units coming back into the meta, I think Film Red Uda, the OG film unit, but I think she was the first Uda that dropped. I think getting her back in the meta would be kind of crazy, because I mean, she does do pretty well. I mean, she's completely fallen off now because of her Sing Sing state. Most of the characters kind of counter status effects at this point, but I think bringing her back, I mean, I'm just going purely off of the fact that we're getting Zephyr, so I would assume one of the other Bounty Fests we could probably get is film units. So going off of that, maybe we might get a Film Red Uda buff, but I don't think we might. But if we get him, we get him. You know, let's see. Let's hope for a Film Red Uda buff. But yeah, that pretty much is what I don't have too high hopes for Uda. But I mean, if we get her, bro, I'm not complaining, bro. I'm not complaining. She could be a pretty good buff. All right, another bounty fest I think that could be really nice for a counter would be, or for a buff actually, not a counter. He does, I think he could counter kizaru as well. Once he gets a good buff would be Sabo, because he does have his Mera state. And once he gets his skill 1, pretty much, he can go ahead and just normals. He's pretty much like a worse Akainu, I would say. So if he gets buffs, he's already got, I think, status nullification on his, when he's got his state. So pretty much give him that and give him some damage reduction. He already has 50% when he, oh wait, what? When attacked by enemy while infiltrated with flame, 100%. Okay. Pretty much when he's hit by flame. Instead of that, just make it normally. Just give him 50% damage reduction when he has the flame state, and he should be decent. And you know, obviously just give him like, I think he already has like status nullification. But yeah, pretty much, you know, he's just like a worse Akainu Loki. And you know, he can probably cook up if he gets buffs. I wouldn't be so sure if he's gonna get a buff, but I think he is definitely a candidate that is worth considering for a buff. But yeah, that pretty much is it for Sabo, bro. Alright, for the last Bounty Festival unit, this is more of a personal bias, I think, because I used to be a day 1 Prime really main back in the day, but this guy, bro, man, what can you say, bro? What can you say? The downfall is crazy, but this guy, bro, you already know, he's got the perfect dodge. He was the OG, he's not the OG, there was a green Rayleigh before him, but, you know, I think this Rayleigh just kind of was really good in general. He does have like a decent bit of damage reduction, as you can see, 30% right there when you're above 70%. Just make that a little bit more, make that like 50%. Make him ignore and cap the flags, and give him HP recovery for every time he perfect dodges, every time he caps a flag. You know, he's got capture speed already, so you don't need any of that. And yeah, pretty much just, he's pretty good, bro. And instead of knocking back enemy, just give him for more HP recovery for perfect dodge. Obviously give him for knockback as well, but like, give him more HP recovery. He just needs HP recovery mainly, and nullify status effects. Nullify status effects like above 50% HP or something like that. Just give him that, and I think Loki, this Rayleigh will Loki cook up, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think this is more of a personal thing, because like I just really want him to come back in the meta because I want to play him. But yeah, I would really love to see this guy back in the meta. Alright, for the step ups, I think this guy is probably one of the best counters that you could probably get. Vista, as far as step ups goes, is probably, I mean, used to be one of the best units. I think he was probably one of the best step ups back in the day that you had, probably alongside the Wano Frankie. Wano Frankie was crazy as well. But this guy, bro, he pretty much relies on perfect dodges to get crit buffs, and he can get up to 500% crit, and then you just normals your way. Pretty much you do a lot of damage with normals. And obviously he's got some pretty fast skills. This one's a multi-hit skill as well, and you got a counter as well, which is really nice. And you get the counter back pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure you have only 34 seconds, and you got like pretty good cooldown on the counter. And yeah, pretty much again, another guy who relies on normals a lot. You know, pretty much just get your perfect dodges in, get those buffs going, and you can low-key cook up with Vista, bro. Low-key, I'm not even gonna lie, you can low-key cook up with Vista. He used to be really good. Right now, all he needs is just some kind of like status reduction. He just needs some kind of like a status reduction. And I low-key don't know why they made him a step up, bro. He should have low-key been a bounty fest, because he's like really good, bro. He's really good. And I'm pretty sure he can be an Akainu counter as well, along with the kizaru counter. He used to be an Akainu counter. I don't know how he does against Akainu now with the buffs, but he could be like one of the best units, bro, low-key, if he gets a buff. Just make his normals faster, skills faster, give him a bit more damage reduction and stuff, and he should be cooking, bro. Low-key, he should be cooking. Alright, another step up with multi-hit normals and also long-range normals, so you don't need to stand on the flag with this guy. And obviously you got long-range skills, long-range normals, and long-range everything. So Loki, this guy can Loki cook up, bro, because like he's got long-range normals. Just give him a little bit more damage reduction. Again, another crit unit, gets up to 500% crit just by attacking enemies. And yeah, just make that faster, bro. Just make him like 30% per attack, so he can get to 500% quicker. And like give him more damage reduction, give him some status nullification, you know, maybe about 70% HP, because he's like a step up, right? So I don't think they're gonna give him that much crazy buffs or anything, but like status nullification will be pretty nice for him. He does have a little bit of damage reduction, make that a little bit higher, you know. And yeah, just give him a little, he does have attack boost as well, which is really nice. So yeah, pretty much I think this guy can Loki counter kizaru. Just need to stun lock him and we can cook up. But yeah, pretty much I think Azor definitely has potential to counter kizaru because you don't have to stay on flags. You can stay off flags and kind of, you know, just attack people, which is really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I think that's pretty much all the characters, honestly, that I think probably have the best chance of getting a buff. So let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, bro. Who y'all think, who else, if I missed out somebody that y'all think would probably get a buff. But I think it's pretty much locked in with this, with the challenge battle being a boss battle now for film units. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Z for the buffs. I think it's always been hinted at, but yeah, I think that just locks it in. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, bro, that's it for the video. If y'all did enjoy the video, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. Link to the Discord is down in the description and also in the pinned comments. So go ahead, join the Discord, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.